Hey Ryan, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Not too bad. I can't believe we're on episode 5 already.
Crazy.
Episode 5 and week 1. People are probably going to wonder, where do you find the time to do this? And the answer is, I have no idea.
I was gonna say it feels like we just started a week ago.
But you know what? It feels like a month ago. Another crazy week. TikTok seems to be the talk of the town. We have a cool episode today that we put together. There's two analytical softwares that we use commonly. Probably the most popular is Kalodata versus FastMoss. And so we put together a presentation. We're going to go over some information, and then we're also going to share our personal what we like about it and why do we pay for two, because that truly is the question. Like, if they do the same thing, why would you pay for two? And for me, there actually is a difference, which I will touch somewhere in this app.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Let's roll. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Awesome. Here we go. Okay. Kalodata versus FastMoss. TikTok Intelligence Platforms 2025. Comparative analysis for marketing decision makers. This presentation provides an objective comparison between the two leading TikTok intelligent platforms to help marketing professionals and business owners select the solution that best aligns with their strategic objectives, workflow requirements, and organizational structure. So let's get started. I think that they're very different, which is interesting, but they also have different capabilities, and I pay for both of them. And trust me, if I didn't have to pay for both of them, I would be very happy to not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. You want to take this one, Ryan?
Core focus and specialization areas. Understanding each platform's primary focus areas will help determine which aligns better with your marketing priorities and business objectives. So we'll start with Kalodata. Product and TikTok Shop trend discovery across competitive landscape. Creative trend mining for rapid content iteration. Quick test frameworks for message and hook optimization. Early signal detection for emerging product opportunities. That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. It is a mouthful.
And then FastMoss is a comprehensive brand and market share tracking, structured reporting for cross-functional teams, creator analytics with historical performance data, and then content effectiveness scoring across brand categories. So while both platforms analyze TikTok data, they've optimized their capabilities for different marketing objectives and team structures. So I think therein lies a big difference, is that, are you a one-man band? Do you have a one-person specialist in your company running this, or are you an agency running teams with different functions, and the different people in the teams need different data to do different things?
Absolutely. That makes complete sense. I do love how data is prepared. The more AI you use, the more adjectives they use, and it's always it's always good fun. It's always a mouthful. It's always very exciting. Let's see. Wonderful. Okay. Key features comparison. Data coverage. Kalodata excels in product and TikTok Shop signals, offering a granular insights into purchasing patterns and product performance. FastMoss provides more robust brand and category tracking with competitive benchmarking. I do find that to be very interesting, and I actually agree with what that says. Kalodata is I think it's better for the everyday user, and I think that FastMoss is better for agencies and bigger brands. But but you can't just use FastMoss, because Kalodata actually dives in deeper in ways that I actually prefer using it most of the time. I just use FastMoss for a few things that I'll go over and show at the end that I just can't do without. Kalodata identifies winning hooks, messaging patterns for quick implementation. FastMoss maps creative fatigue cycles and optimal posting cadence for sustained engagement. That was a mouthful as well. I'll also say people do TikTok differently. Some people are doing drop shipping. Some people are creating products on emerging trends, and some people are brands. And the approach that you take is different. But if you're doing drop shipping and you're trying to catch a trend, a lot of these softwares are all about trending data, trending products, as well as trending creators. And these are all looked at from different perspectives because sometimes the creators are coming on and trying to see the trending products and trying to see the trending brands so that they can get an open collab or get on their radar, because typically they're trying to ride the wave just as much as we're trying to ride the wave of the creator. And so the creator, us finding them emerging ones, is important. And this tool is basically used for both the creator as well as the brands.
All right, so organizational use case fit. Here we go. Direct to consumer sellers, Kalodata advantage. Rapid identification of product opportunities and trending SKUs in the TikTok shop ecosystem enables quick pivots for inventory and creative strategy. Okay. Established brands, FastMoss advantage. Structured reporting on brand performance, competitor activities, and long-term content effectiveness tracking across multiple campaigns. Eric, I got to ask you, I think they both do that pretty good.
Which one? Which part?
So, structured reporting on brand performance, competitor activities, and long-term content effectiveness tracking across multiple campaigns. I think they're both pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think they'd be in business if they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But FastMoss, I think their UI, I just don't like it. It's just confusing. Honestly, if they fixed that, I wouldn't use Kalodata because FastMoss does more, does different things, but their basic stuff is, in my opinion, is not as good. So yeah, I agree. I think I always refer to this as the Helium-10 of TikTok.
Small agile teams. So Kalodata advantage, simplified interface with quick insights delivery, lower learning curve for teams without dedicated analytics resources. So I think like that's a huge point, is that when you are managing teams and people around you, that learning curve is so important. Trying to teach people how to use software who are just getting paid to sit and do a job and don't really have their head into wanting to use the software, it's painful. And so the easier the software is to use, the more effective it's going to be, even if it doesn't have all the bells and whistles.
Absolutely. Complexity hinders usability. Awesome. Let's go to the next slide. I made this deck shorter so that we could actually show the software in use and the actual pros and cons on a personal level, what I actually like and dislike, as well as you.
Well, fourth use case, agencies and enterprises. FastMoss advantage, multi-client views, sophisticated permission structures, and automated reporting capabilities. Better for cross-functional collaboration.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, great. This is our last slide. Okay, strategic recommendations and implementation roadmap. Match tool to business context, access your organization's workflow, team structure, primary TikTok objectives, consider growth stage, reporting requirements, how TikTok fits into your overall marketing stack, evaluate performance metrics, implementing review quarterly. Honestly, I think it's time to get into the weeds and actually start using the two analytical tools and see how we use it and what we like about it. And I think this is a good time to segue to that. Okay, cool. So first of all, I pay for both of them. The cost I think is comparable, but I think I spend about $300 to $400 a month for both of them. I think it's about $150, $179, something like that. So first, I'm going to start with Kalodata. The first thing that we were saying during the deck is that their user interface was easier to use. So up here you have this here, where you can search basically all of the categories and breakdowns that they have. I don't ever use this screen. I like to go more specific, and I like to go to the exact category: shop, creator, product, video, live stream. I like to go for what I'm looking for because sometimes the data doesn't come through here very well. And so what I like to do, let's say I'm going to look at a shop. So first thing, I can go to a shop, and let's say we're going to take Golly. Golly is just a monster on TikTok. Now this gives me a lot of analytical data that I absolutely can't do without. So it gives you, there's 3 different types of revenue streams on TikTok. You have branded content, you have live content, and you have affiliate content. And all of this is broken down. So here is the revenue, here is the branded content, here's the affiliate content, and this is when people land on your shop. So this is your shop page. Now, the other thing that I like to see here is new videos by affiliates. So this is something that I show and I talk to when I'm meeting with a brand, because this gives you an idea of how many shoppable videos you need to be creating on a monthly basis to get to this level. So as you can see here, this brand, I mean, just to give you an idea, first of all, this brand gives away Lamborghinis and condos. Like they are out of control on their
Hey,
affiliate.
wait. To their affiliates, obviously.
Yeah, they are out of control, out of control. But you can see that they are releasing 65,850 new videos per month, 2,021.90 per day. That is epic. That is like that's probably the craziest metrics that I have seen on TikTok. To be honest, I mean, I don't even know what to say. First of all, yeah.
I don't think anyone listening to those metrics understands how much work that is.
Or how much money that is. I mean, if each creator made one video, you're talking about giving away 65,000 samples. Let's say your cost was $2 a unit. You're talking about $130,000. Like, that is crazy monthly. At this level, they're obviously doing things to make it so each creator makes more than one video, but still, geez, that is incredible. So let's scroll down and take a look a little bit deeper and how this breaks it down. Wow, that's crazy. Just as a comparison, we did that webinar with Mary Ruth a few weeks ago, and they were doing a crazy amount. And they mentioned that they were giving away 18,000 units a month, and I couldn't swallow that number. But this number is even crazier than that. So let's scroll down. So as you come down here, I like that it gives you a breakdown of your products. You got your new products, your mall product rank. Now, this thing right here isn't ideal because it just gives you one of the actual attribute values. So you have to actually go into view detail, and you have to change this revenue source to all. So if you can get the live, the video, and the shopping, you need to go down here and change that, and that gives you a real idea of how it's going. You can see that these two products are the 80/20. These are the two products that make up 80% of the revenue, and they're absolutely crushing it. And so very good data. As it come back up to here, then now you got the creator data. This is incredible. This is just a fantastic. So you can see that all of these creators, and you can see, look, 87 videos. This creator, and you can see, look at 87, 83, 92, 92, and this is how they're keeping their samples down somewhat, but 123. Wow. So that they're keeping it down, but they're easily doing, I don't know. I would imagine that they're probably spending, I wouldn't be surprised if they're spending $250,000 a month on marketing, retainers. I don't know. I could see that. I think that's crazy. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's more, I think, yeah, I think that the guys that are really killing it, they're giving them much more money. And then obviously these other guys that are getting something going, they're making however many, 2, 3, 5, 10. I mean, those are low numbers for these guys. And they're also getting some bucks. Plus, there's also the new outreach. So, yeah, I think it's more. Plus, don't forget about literally the Cybertrucks, the Lamborghinis. It's more. And they have that monthly.
Yeah.
They're incentivizing these guys through internal competitions too. So it's more. It's definitely more. I'd say it's closer to $1 million.
Wow. And in the supplement space, we know that the cost of goods, especially at the level that they're buying it at, is probably their margins are probably absolutely ridiculous. And I'm sure that if you they're probably making margin on TikTok, but if you were to look on Amazon, they're probably making money hand over fist. So next thing you come down to, you got the products, which we already went over. The next thing is the videos. So these videos, this information is very good. So you can watch the videos, you can see the converting videos, you can see who made it, you can see how many views, revenue, items sold. All of the stuff is very good. This gives you ideas for hooks, gives you ideas for content. It makes you say, hey, can I steal their creator? All of these things kind of come to mind as you look through this. And I think that there's a lot of good data. If you scroll down further, we got live information. Live is great. Now, live is super trending in China, not as much in America, but it is being heavily pushed by TikTok. Our rep said that In the office hours, she said that the lives help that the algorithm understand your product and understand your audience, and it does help to that extent. However, lives just haven't caught on as much as China. But with that being said, on that Mary Ruth webinar, they just took that to the next level. They said, what can we not do? And they said, let's just push the limits. Let's just do a live 24 hours a day. And that's what they did, which is just wild. I can't believe that they're doing that. And they're making 300,000 a month doing 24-hour lives. Just absolutely bananas. So this tool is awesome. It breaks this down. It gives all of this information. You can steal their creators, get inspiration from their videos. You can get the estimation of effort. And I think that is why I like this tool. It's very easy to use. You can also go to creator. You can look up creators. So for example, let's just take this person. This creator gives you all of their information. So it tells you, breaks down all of their metrics, their showcase, followers, live revenues, revenue, as well as the videos and the brands that they work with, the products. It's a lot of good data, and it breaks it down in a very usable format that you can digest and put to value.
This is the OG. Kalodata is the one that came out first. Probably has the most market share because of it, and had, they knew what they were going for. They wanted to be the Helium 10.
Absolutely. So here, under products, you got top new products. So let's say you're searching for a product and you just kind of wanted to break it down, look at the creators, yada, yada. You could do that here, but you also got top new products. Look at that. What is that? Like that nice hockey stick. People like that hockey stick. This kind of creators come on here and I bet you seeing this hockey stick right here, they're probably getting flooded with open collaborations, refundable samples. People are probably going crazy trying to get on this trend, because that trend means money. It equals because creators are business partners. They look at you as an opportunity, and you look at them as an opportunity. And so this is something that they see, this huge hockey stick. And I guarantee you that there is a marketing budget and a massive creator pool that goes with that. High potential affiliates. Video ads, live stream, breaks it down on a lot of different bases. I don't typically use the live stream, but it's something that probably going to get into more in the future. Mostly what we focus on is creator management and shoppable videos. And so that's pretty much how I use the tool. It's very simple, works well, easy to use. I love it. The other thing is you got category. I like categories. So you can go in here, go to beauty and personal care, and it shows you all of the products, all the shops, as well as the creators. And I think that this is fantastic. And so seeing all the top creators in a category is amazing. Now I see that they've added an export tool here that I don't remember seeing too long ago. And it says includes creator contact. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to check this box. I'd like to see what happens. So we had an episode not too long ago where they showed us how to do this in Uptick, which is super cool. This didn't exist a week ago, so I'm excited to see what happens. So we'll say export 1. Let's try 1 to 2000. And it says include creator contact. Now that could be very powerful. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. And this is kind of the beauty of competition here, because when one platform does something, it basically makes it so that the other platform has to up the bar. They have to compete. They have to add more value. And so you can see here, first thing, what do you got? You got all their handles. That's fantastic. That's great. So all you can do, we got YouTube. They got WhatsApp, but not populated. Instagram, because the one thing that you guys have to be aware of is that creators don't always respond to messages. They get messaged thousands of times a day, especially when they're successful. Now, this is the column that I really like to see right here. Emails. So email has the highest response rate, and this is fantastic. This is fantastic. And the more I look at this, the closer I get to canceling FastMoss every day.
In fact, we're not even going to talk about them. This is just a Kalodata review. we changed our minds.
I think the verdict is out, but let's take a. I think this is a good time to let's just give them a chance. Let's take a look. So it does do some other things, but I'm not gonna lie. Let's just see. Let's see. So, okay, cool. So here we go. Now, first thing that you can see is that the dashboard is a little bit more. It's a little bit more confusing. It's a little bit different. However, I don't want to completely just give negativity. I want to give positivity because I know that they are also in trying to improve things to keep up with Kalodata and hit things from a different perspective. So let's go ahead and just give it the review. So they got the live data similar to the other one. They got the product data similar to the other one. The problem is that if you go to shop, let's say, and you're in here, it has a lot of the same data. Like let's say we go to the same brand. So the thing that I really liked was the quantity of videos per day. I really felt like that gave it something more information. I feel that this one tried to do too much and tries to give too much data, and it's not communicated in a way that is just understandable. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. So we do have the products. We've got the creators. It's got a lot of the same stuff. I just think that their user interface is just too complex. So the thing that I did like about them was that they did also had the which Kalodata just recently added, which is amazing. So let's say you're going to a lot of the stuff is the same, so I'm not going to go into it too much. So it does everything that Kalodata pretty much does, but the user interface is just a little bit more complex. But there was something that I liked specifically about creators that Kalodata kind of did, which is I'm sorry, FastMoss, that happened to happen when we were doing this ep, but it kind of is what it is. It's time to up your game. So the thing that I did like about this is they did go into more details regarding the creator, as well as you can send them a message on the platform. Now, I've never tried to send them a message on the platform. I don't know if they would actually ever respond, but some of them had emails, and that was some powerful data. So creator contact info. Let's export this. Let's see what kind of data we get from this one. Cool, cool. All right, so here we go. So let me enable editing. Okay, cool. So here says creator email, and okay, that's not an email, but okay, here we got some emails. Okay, cool. We got link trees, different things in here, but emails are very important. A lot of these creators even have managers, and so it's important to be able to reach out to them because sometimes just hitting the bot or the platform just doesn't quite cut it, and you need to go above and beyond. And so this gives you some user data here. That's good. You got some emails here, which is good. I don't see Instagram. They're falling short, but a week ago. Oh, here we go. Other contact information. Okay, we got some Instagram. Okay, they haven't categorized it. I can tell that these two platforms are competing with one another, and they're literally up in the game. If we were probably to come back to FastMoss in a week, they probably would be doing something that Kalodata isn't doing, which is kind of the nature of the beast, and that's capitalism at its finest. Okay, cool. Let me go back here. Yeah, still super cool. Yep, that's pretty epic. Okay. All right.
I do think also that the Kalodata has it's easier to understand the export. It's cleaner.
It's yeah. Absolutely. So now there's one thing there's a few things that it has that Kalodata doesn't have. It also has cap rank. Cap rank is essentially your creator agency partner, and they have the rank. And so these are basically agencies that manage creators. And so this gives you some information here to if you wanted to pick some agencies to work with creators. So that's something that it has. It also has an AI toolbox, which is pretty cool, which does some script writing. It does some consumer insights, smart slice, video script analysis, as well as video script imitation. So you can put in a video link and it'll basically make you a new script. So this is a tool that, just to give credit to FastMoss, this is something that Kalodata doesn't have today, but maybe might have it in a week. This is essentially just some basic chat GPT. So I'm not incredibly blown away because everybody pays for some sort of AI, and I could easily take a transcript and do the same thing.
Yeah, but you need the transcript. I mean, I think this is pretty cool in the way that it'll just grab the video. I've personally tried to shove videos into Grok, ChatGPT, and sometimes they pull just crazy stuff. It's like, that is not the link that I just gave. It finds some crazy stuff. I don't even know where it goes. So I think this is worth something. If you really are going to get, and especially if you have staff members. Again, if you're a one-man band, this might not be amazing. But if you've got staff members and you're dragging along the bottom, and you're like, my videos are not hitting, they're not working. Why? And you do your analysis through the tools. You find that your competitors' top performing videos, and you link them here. You've literally got the scripts. Now, of course, you need willing creators who are going to bother to read your scripts and reenact them. But let's just pretend you do. Let's just pretend you have a 8 to 15 people who've made something and are willing to try again. You can provide them with links to the videos, the scripts. You can have it all broken down so that all the hard work's taken out, and they just have to follow suit.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I wanted to take while you were talking and kind of go down the rabbit hole and see essentially what it did, but it took the original script and then it gave us a couple creations, a couple versions. So, and as everybody knows on TikTok, it's a little bit of copycat. So once there is a spark, a success, or some success, then people essentially duplicate that because what converts will convert again. And so this is kind of a cool tool. Yeah, it definitely is worth mentioning. Okay, cool. The last thing that they have here, which is pretty cool, is a product title optimizer. This is pretty cool. It is important to optimize your title, as a lot of your ranking is, or not ranking, but your traffic is based on search. And so having an optimized title that optimizes for search, I do think is important. Now, TikTok does have AI built into the platform as well. So again, everything in e-commerce is test, test, test. So there you go. You can test this. You can test TikToks, and you'll see maybe one is better than the other. But again, the results will speak. Now the price is about the same. It might even be more expensive. So I'm, yeah, I'm not. It's cool. I don't know if it justifies the money today. I do. If somebody from FastMoss was listening, I would say simplify the user experience. It's a little bit complex, and definitely check out what Kalodata is doing and try to one up them and look at the simplicity of how they communicated the values. It's just a lot more readable and usable. Yep. Okay, cool. That's pretty much everything that I do here. Yeah, I just show you one other thing since it happened to be on here. Like let's say you have a creator, you're trying to get a hold of them. You need to find them. It can be pretty cool. Sometimes you can go here and click on a creator or put in a creator that you're trying to work with that's kind of showing that they're adding value to the brand you're working with, and you get some contact information. And that was kind of cool. I really like that. You also have the ability to message them. That was pretty cool. There's also one other ability that I thought was pretty cool that Kalodata just matched. And the funny thing is I actually created an AI tool that actually scraped these pages for $800. And I've never even used it because the technology of AI is actually going so fast that it's almost outdated as soon as it's made. Let me see if I can find the category. Yeah, okay, cool. So here we go. So they have it set up here where you go like this and you can pick a category. I forgot. I don't use this one as much. So you go to creator search and then you pick the category. So let's say you were going to pick let's say it was beauty. Okay. So you take beauty, and one thing I did like in here is you could do, you have more metrics, more filters. That was kind of cool. And also you have the ability to sometimes do subcategories, and subcategories can be cool. That could be interesting. And so here you are, and you could export here, creator contact info. You could take this and then drop this into, if you watched our previous episode, you could put this into Uptick and be sending them messages as soon as within 10 minutes of downloading, which is pretty cool. All you'd have to do is take their creator name. It already has the ad symbol removed. Just remove the rest of it, save it as a CSV, upload it, and you would be good to go. Pretty cool data. So that's pretty much the comparison from my experience on the two analytical tools. I'm not going to let anybody come to the conclusion which one we like better, but I will leave that up to you.
They're both good. I mean, and price wise, they're much of a muchness, I think too. So I'm not too sure which one I would lead to. You guys decide. They run specials, they run deals. Shop around, look around, figure out what you want to do. If you're on a tight budget, or if you're not on a tight budget, just take both.
You know what? That's right. It really depends on your budget, but it's possible that I might cancel my subscription tomorrow. But we'll just leave that out there like that. Anyways, thank you guys for checking in. Another episode. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.